You're watching Cougar Track's Game Day, powered by Bank of American Fork.
Welcome into another edition of Cougar Track's Game Day. Alex Kirry here in Salt Lake City, Dave Noriega down in Provo. And as we watch this one happen, Dave, I think the first half was that lackluster kind of thing. And before he went into the locker room, Coach Kalani Sitake called it, quote, stupid football. So, and boy, as we got into it with our predictions, I was going, we were way off, man. We didn't have any idea what was going to go on in this game.
BYU trying to collapse the pocket. They hit as he throws, and it's high and caught. Still on the run. Downfield for the Minutemen. To the 40, to the 30, to the 20, 15. Bernard Davis, 10-5 touchdown.
Things started to come back a little bit for BYU. The second half, 37 points for the Cougs and their offense. Quite the output.
Really, it was a shocking game. UMASS was way faster. They were way more physical. They were way more of everything in the first half. And I thought, man, maybe we just vastly underrated this team. And then the second half came.
Snap is back and placement is down. The kick is in the air. Approaches the uprights. It is through for three on that roster. Got some people. Oh, BYU drops the puck. Is blocked. Kick is on its way after the good hold and placement. Kickoff to UMass. Rogers taking it far side of the field to the near side. The ball comes loose as he's tackled shy of the 20. Hand off Harvey. Harvey makes it. Steps into the end zone in the gun. Being chased from his right. Throws to his right. Intercepted. The Cougars put it on. Scratches it out. 20. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Play action for Taysom. Taysom sets to fire. Now takes off to run. He's going to back to the end zone. And Taysom can score 1 for 6. Shotgun from 2nd and 4 from his team's 26. He throws in completely intercepted. I think it's a pick for BYU at the 46-yard line. It is the overthrow of the receiver. KJ moves to the right hip of Mang, who sets to throw. Goes for the end zone, and it is touchdown in the end zone. This one's high and short. Allen, the 9-yard line, muffed it. The Cougars in position to recover it. The football at the 7-yard line.
They had the worst third quarter of any of the teams in that BYU played this year, one of the worst in college football. And so let's get right to the predictions. And last week, huge week for you, and then things flip-flop. It got pretty amazing for me. So we're going to start things off.
I'm happy for you, Alex. You know, I'm a big enough man to be happy for other people's successes, even yours.
Hey, listen, last week I begrudgingly said the same thing, gave you a high five, but this week I asked you right off the bat, will Tanner Mangum have more passing yards than Taysom? I thought, and you thought the same thing, that that Tanner would get a lot more playing time, and he didn't. Taysom ended up with 171 passing yards, Tanner with 19. He did have the only throwing touchdown of the game, though.
I thought you were talking about touchdowns, not actual passing yardage. I thought you meant will he have more touchdowns? Yes, yeah. I thought he'd have more touchdowns. No, I whiffed on that. I mean, 179 yards passing it's nothing to write home, or 171 yards passing.
Yeah,
That's not exciting. That's not great. That's not a good number for BYU passing. But, Tanner only had, 19? But the one touchdown he had was an absolute dart to Garrett Juergens. Garrett turns around, and the ball is just right there between the numbers. I think the ball actually caught him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it was 4 passes on the day. One of them was a touchdown, so not bad for Tanner Mangum getting in there. But I was surprised he didn't play as much. Now, you asked me a true or false. You said, will the defense have at least 2 takeaways? And because they had such a struggle last week against Southern Utah, I said they were going to get back to their turnover ways and get 2+, and they did. They had 4. And I think they were all in the second half. You had the 2 kickoff fumbles, and then you had the Bernard pick 6, and you had another the Armstrong interception, which I thought was great to see him get on there. But that's what Coach Tuiaki wants from his defense, is tons of takeaways, and they even scored points too. He's big ups on his defense today.
The Bernard pick 6 was hilarious because he just threw it right to him. He was going the other way, and Francis said after in the postgame interview, he's like, I thought the play was totally away from me, and then he just threw it to me. And then he's like, I'm so tired. I just hope someone would block for me. And, remember, Francis was a running back last year. He has some ability to run in space, and I didn't think anyone was going to keep him out of the end zone, not at 260 pounds.
And Coach Sitake also revealing that Harvey Longy playing at tailback today, of course, for the injuries they've had in the backfield, including with Jamal Williams. he said that Bernard, that Francis Bernard has been lobbying to play running back like all week and really all season. And he's like, you know what? Tell you what, you keep getting those pick sixes, and that's how you'll get your scores because it's not happening in the backfield. Okay, Dave, I asked you who would score their first career touchdown of the day, and after the amazing week that he had last week, you and I both agreed that Braden Al-Bakri would be the guy to score for BYU.
Did he even get in the game?
No, I don't even know. By the fourth quarter, he hadn't.
I think he was injured.
I don't know what was going on.
I didn't see him. So I'm going to give myself a pass on that one.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
You know, like when you and Schoolmaster can help me out here.
Come on.
You know,
don't
you
help
take
him
a
out.
class, and then all of a sudden you have to withdraw. I think
Hey, all of a sudden, the dog eats your homework. Yeah, I mean, come on.
So we'll just jump past that one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Who did have their Harvey Longy with his first career touchdown as a BYU Cougar, and then also Garrett Juergens, as you mentioned, first career. You would have scored points with that, but
there's like 112 guys on the team, and you said I got to pick one of them. Thanks a lot. Great question.
Well, I just figured that we'd see.
That.
I thought it was an easy one because Braden Al-Bakri would be doing it.
Next
all right.
jerk face.
All right, the next one was BYU quarterbacks. How many rushing yards, you asked me, would they end up with at the end of the day?
And you picked a super vanilla 60-something.
I picked 63, and Taysom ended up with 81. Tanner had a negative 1 yard rush, so that brought the quarterbacks to 80 yards total on the day. So a pedestrian day for the quarterbacks running, but with KJ Hall and then you saw Harvey Longy coming in and scoring 2 rushing touchdowns.
I mean, 247 yards rushing.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they had a big day on the ground, and then on the flip side, the defense held UMass to 60 yards rushing. So you're going to see that rush defense go up again. And then finally, the scores. Dave,
we did well.
We both did really well.
It, though.
Yeah, I was in the running for a perfect game, which is very tough. And you said 42-3, which is a 39-point differential, very, very well called. I said 51-10, not anticipating, of course, that they would have missed that first PAT. If that first PAT would have gone through, Dave, I said 51-9.
You've been
it
so
ended
good
up,
on
it ended up
scores
51-9.
all year.
I said 51-10.
You've been
he hadn't
so
missed
good
all
on
season.
scores all year.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Why aren't we living in Vegas, man?
Yeah,
Taking
we got to
you
take
on
this.
a roadie.
We got to take this game on the road. All right, Dave. So BYU playing Utah State next week. Utah State obviously has had a down year, but they won't go to a bowl game. This has been considered their bowl game, I guess, for them if they go down to Provo and get a W. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder for sure next week, right?
Hey, and if BYU wins, that's 8 wins in the regular season. I mean, 8 wins in this schedule. I mean, that's an unqualified success. I mean, it's amazing. People should be doing handstands at 8 wins. But I think it's a little disappointing still because there were so many games, those
close
4
games,
losses that got away with just 1 or 2 points.
BYU fan.
A good season into an epic season.
Yeah, BYU fan is going to lament those close plays, of course, in some of those close games. So there it is. Our predictions revealed on paper. The grades have been given, and we have to take our lumps. So for Dave Noriega down in Provo, I'm Alex Kirry. We'll be back next week for our final regular season predictions on Cougar Tracks Game Day. We'll see you then.
Cougar Tracks Game Day is powered by Bank of American Fork. Big city banking, small town service.